Baggedmilk. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Welcome back, folks.
Yeah. Yes.
Gave a week off there, some buffer time between the Oilers losing out, and
we needed a recovery vacation.
We all needed time to mourn. I get it.
Yeah. CN Tower was lit up last night in Habs colors. Here's my question for you. Do you think anything like that will happen in Edmonton?
No.
Let's say the Canadiens make it to the Cup final. They're representing all of us. You don't think they do the high-level bridge?
No. Honestly, the CN Tower doing the Habs colors was arguably the funniest thing that they could have done. They did like a wrestling heel turn. Like if I was a Leafs fan and I'm looking up at that all the time, I'm like, come on, man. Like, really? No, no. And frankly, I'm not cheering for the Habs either. So
yeah.
I was going to ask that. Will you cheer for the Habs? Because I'll say this. I'll admit this on Edmonton radio. I cheered for the Flames in 2004. I cheered for the Oilers in 2006. And then I couldn't cheer for Ottawa when they made it in 2007. And like I haven't, yeah.
Well, I can't.
So do you think Canada will get behind the Canadiens?
I can't cheer for the Habs.
I mean, I imagine there's a group of people that probably will.
I didn't cheer for Vancouver either.
I will not cheer for the Canadiens. I will not. And frankly, I don't cheer for anybody. I hope everybody has a bad time. As far as I'm concerned, the Oilers are out. Nobody gets the cup this year, so I don't care who wins. No.
Can you have a rational discussion about the Habs' chances, though?
Of course.
Okay. Do they, in your humble opinion, do they stand a remote chance of getting past either the Vegas Knights or the Colorado Avalanche?
Absolutely not.
I don't.
They just don't. They really don't. Like, as much as I want to say, listen, Habs fans, you got a good chance. You know, they're definitely not a way better team than you. I just think that if they go up against Vegas, they're just going to get steamrolled through. However, I also thought, to be fair, that the Leafs were going to walk through the Montreal Canadiens as well. So what do I know?
Yeah.
As long as the Leafs are out after the Oilers were, everything was right in the world. Now I don't really care all that much.
Every year it seems like in the playoffs there's that one goalie that steps up and steals games, and it's Carey Price right now.
Yeah. So to be fair to the Habs, and that seems to be the conversation that Habs fans are having is, finally maybe Price is having that season, that playoff run that they all sort of thought that he would have, right, in his career. And he's had a couple of like spurts, but he hasn't had like a serious run to the end. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
as we saw against Toronto, Carey Price is playing at a level that he'll steal a series for you. And then Winnipeg was just garbage, which was that was unbelievably frustrating because we saw what happens when the goaltender stops standing on his head. Hellebuck stole the series against the Oilers. He wasn't as good against the Habs, and they lost. So.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And that's the thing that's been driving me crazy. How do you sweep the Oilers and then go lose 4 to the Habs? What are you doing? Unbelievable. I would have been able to cheer for Winnipeg. I know you probably wouldn't have been able to, Grant.
I would have had a harder time cheering for Winnipeg.
All right, a lot of trade rumors right now, Baggedmilk. We should talk about the one that's probably getting under your skin. I have to agree with some of what I've read. I don't think Nuge is long for the Oilers.
It's so the thing with Nuge is he had a bad year. I don't think anybody would say anything other than he had a bad year. However, even having a bad year, he was still one of the team's best forwards. Now, the Oilers aren't at a spot, in my opinion, to just let players like that walk away. If they're arguing over a couple of $100,000, you got to get the deal done because Ken Holland will then have to go from finding one top 6 left winger this summer to having to find 2. It's going to be impossible. So do you dance with the devil which is Nuge, maybe have to pay him a little bit more on a shorter deal just to try and get something done to have a good player there because chances are he's going to rebound. He's going to rebound just like every other player that we've let go after a down year has rebounded somewhere else. It happens all the time. We're watching Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle against each other in the playoffs right now. It's driving me crazy. So with Nuge, they got to try and figure something out because letting him walk away for nothing would be a disaster. Who's there to replace him on the left side? They don't have anybody. And if you say it's Dylan Holloway, I'm tired of watching this movie where we expect 19-year-olds to come in and solve our problems. He's not Connor McDavid. He'll be a hell of a player, just not yet.
I don't disagree with you, but do you think there's anything don't you think we could get something for him?
No, because he's a free agent. He's just going to walk away for free. for nothing. It's either you sign him or you got nothing.
Yeah, you don't really have any trade bar leverage, right?
When he's going
to be a free agent anyway.
When he hits the free agency market, yeah.
Did they sign Adam Larson, do you think?
Adam Larson's coming back for sure. I think by all accounts, it seems like they're already working towards a 3 or 4 year deal, so he'll be coming back. Makes me a little bit nervous just because he's had some back issues to go for a longer term, but Adam Larson's a hell of a defenseman. Glad they're re-signing him. I think he'll do very well for a next contract for himself.
And then it'll be interesting to see. I saw Cam wrote a story on Oilers Nation about the expansion draft, and he pointed out in the Vegas one, both Connor McDavid and Darnell Nurse were on entry-level deals, so they didn't have to protect them, and they're going to have to use picks to protect them, opening up a couple other guys too. So,
well, the interesting thing is that the Oilers, this is from Daniel Nugent-Hopkins from The Athletic. He heard that they're going to go with the 7-3-1, meaning 7 forwards. The thing is, in my opinion, the Oilers don't have 7 forwards worth protecting. So they just they're going to lose somebody, or they're going to protect somebody, and people are going to go, why are you protecting that person? But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm also curious to see how if GMs, learned lessons from the Vegas draft, because they were giving all kinds of picks, all kinds of trades for Vegas to take guys, to avoid guys. And then all of a sudden they run all the way to the Stanley Cup, and they've been a fantastic team every single year they've been in existence.
Yeah, somebody put that team together well.
They really did. So have GMs learned lessons from how that went in Vegas? Are they going to do the same thing with Seattle? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We're going to find out.
I think it's a good year with the freeze last year on the cap, and then with the craziness of COVID and some of the injuries and some of the weirdness going on. I think it's a really good year for Seattle to be, heading into the expansion draft.
Well, and they started off with the 2nd overall pick in the draft lottery too, so they're already gotten a pretty good start. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes.
All right. Baggedmilk, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
From Oilers Nation.